Imagine being a teenager in your bedroom, armed with nothing but a laptop and a grudge, and managing to hack into the personal email of the CIA's top boss. Sounds like a Hollywood thriller, right? But in 2015, this actually happened. A group of kids, barely old enough to drive, took on the most powerful intelligence agency in the world, and won at least for a moment. This is the story of Crackas With Attitude, a hacking collective that exposed the CIA's vulnerabilities, leaked top-secret documents, and sparked a global firestorm. Were they heroes fighting for justice, or reckless teens in over their heads? Stick around, because you're about to find out the truth behind one of the most audacious cyberattacks in history. Hey there, my amazing Nexus curious community. I hope you're all thriving out there. Get ready, this video is about to blow your mind and open your eyes to a wild story you'll never forget. Let's set the scene. It's 2015, and the world is still reeling from Edward Snowden's bombshell leaks about US government surveillance. Your phone calls, emails, even your late-night Google searches. Uncle Sam was watching it all. How would you feel knowing someone's tracking your every move? That's the frustration that fueled a group of young hackers, led by a 15-year-old from England named Cain Gamble, who went by the alias Crackas. Living in a sleepy town in Leicestershire, Gamble was angry about US foreign policy, especially its role in the Middle East and support for Israel. He wasn't alone. Across the Atlantic, American hackers Andrew Otto Boggs, known as Incursio, and Justin Liverman, alias D3F for Alt, shared his rage. These weren't your typical cyber criminals chasing money or fame, they were digital vigilantes, inspired by Snowden, determined to expose what they saw as government hypocrisy. But here's the problem: how do a bunch of kids, some still in high school, take on the CIA? Most people think it's impossible. The CIA is a fortress of firewalls, encryption, and elite cybersecurity teams. Or so we thought. The myth that the CIA is untouchable, it's about to get shattered. These teens, part of a group called Crackas With Attitude, or CWA, found a way to exploit the system's weakest link, not code, but people. And the stakes? Sky high. Messing with the CIA isn't like cheating in a video game, it's a one-way ticket to prison, or worse. Why would they risk it all? Because they believed the system was broken, and they wanted to prove it. But here's where it gets wild. They didn't just hack the CIA, they called its director at home. Before we dive into how they pulled it off, let's get to know these hackers. Cain Gamble was a teenager in a former mining town with little to do but go online. He was passionate about Palestine, furious about US policies, and often high, which didn't stop him from being a hacking prodigy. In the US, Justin Liverman, or D3F4 Alt, was a typical American teen who loved soccer, video games, and his dog. But he also had a knack for hacking, starting with cheating in games and quickly graduating to more serious exploits. Andrew Boggs, aka Incursio, joined the crew, bringing his own skills to the table. Together, they formed CWA, a loose collective driven by a mix of idealism and rebellion. They weren't just hacking for fun, they wanted to send a message. But could they really outsmart the CIA? Now, let's break down their plan, the three-step blueprint that turned these kids into legends. Think of it like a heist movie, except the vault is the US intelligence system, and the thieves are teens with laptops. Step 1. Find the weak spot. Most people think hacking is all about cracking complex code, but CWA used something far simpler: social engineering. That's when you trick people into giving you access they shouldn't. Cain Gamble found CIA Director John Brennan's phone number and email online, publicly available, no less. He noticed Brennan used Verizon for his internet and phone. So, Gamble called Verizon's customer service, posing as a technician who needed to reset Brennan's AOL email password. Yes, AOL in 2015. With just a few pieces of publicly available info, like Brennan's address, he convinced the rep to hand over access. Did you know 80% of cyberattacks start with simple tricks like this? It's not about tech wizardry, it's about exploiting trust. Step 2. Breach the system. Once inside Brennan's AOL account, CWA hit the jackpot. They found his 47-page security clearance form, packed with personal details, his financial history, past drug use, even psychological records. Imagine your deepest secrets exposed to the world. How would you feel? They also uncovered sensitive government documents, like Bush-era memos on Middle East policy and Senate correspondence about legal torture methods. But they didn't stop there. They started spam calling Brennan's personal phone, taunting him with messages like, "You're not doing anything good for the world." And here's the twist. They didn't keep the data to themselves. Inspired by Snowden, they sent it to WikiLeaks. Julian Assange himself took interest, publishing the documents in October 2015. The leaks included Brennan's personal info and policy papers that sparked global outrage. Step 3. Make it public. CWA didn't just want to hack, they wanted the world to know. They posted proof of their exploits on Twitter, boasting about their access to Brennan's account. When WikiLeaks dropped the documents, it was a media earthquake. Headlines screamed about the CIA's embarrassment, and the agency scrambled, spending $1.5 million to relocate operatives whose identities were at risk. But CWA wasn't done. They hacked James Clapper, the director of national intelligence, rerouting his calls to pro-Palestine activists. They breached FBI Deputy Director Mark Giuliano's email, accessing databases with info on 20,000 FBI agents and 9,000 Department of Justice officials. They even got into the Doge's prisoner records, checking out data on fellow hackers. It was chaos, and they loved it. But here's what no one tells you. The CIA hack was rated a 110 difficulty by Gamble himself. The real scandal? How easy it was. Now, every heist has a fallout, and this one was brutal. CWA thought they were untouchable, hiding behind encrypted devices and anonymous networks. But they made mistakes. Justin Liverman, aka D3F for alt, got cocky. One night while drinking and chatting on Xbox Live, he bragged to a friend, "Yeah, that CIA hack? That was us." That friend turned him in. The FBI raided his home, guns drawn, seizing his hard drive with nearly 1,000 bitcoins worth about $40 million today. Liverman was sentenced to 5 years in federal prison, including time in solitary confinement, and ordered to pay $145,000 in restitution. In court, he said, "I thought I was fighting for justice, but I realized I was wrong." Kane Gamble, being a minor in the UK, got off lighter 2 years in juvenile detention. Andrew Boggs also faced 2 years in prison. Judge Gerald Bruce Lee summed it up, "These are no pranks. This computer hacking caused chaos." What happened to these kids after the dust settled? Before the hacks, they were angry teens feeling powerless against a system they saw as corrupt. After, they sparked a global conversation about cybersecurity and surveillance. Their leaks, covered by outlets like The Guardian and Wired, forced the CIA to overhaul its security protocols. Companies like Verizon tightened their customer service procedures. Liverman and Gamble both expressed interest in legitimate cybersecurity careers, turning their skills to good use. But the cost was high prison time, lost futures, and a lesson in the real-world consequences of digital rebellion. What does this mean for you? This story shows that even kids with laptops can shake the world, but it also highlights the dangers of unchecked power in cyberspace. The US government still runs surveillance programs, with the 2023 court ruling finding 278,000 instances of FBI misuse of a database. So, the fight for privacy continues. Could you imagine risking it all to expose a truth? These teens did, and their story is a reminder that in the digital age, anyone can be a David against a Goliath, but it comes at a price. So, what's the takeaway? Technology is a double-edged sword. It can empower you to challenge injustice, but it can also land you in deep trouble if you cross the line. As we navigate this connected world, protecting your data is more crucial than ever. Were these hackers heroes or villains? That's for you to decide. Drop privacy in the comments if you're ready to take control of your digital life, and subscribe for more stories from the wild world of tech. Thanks for watching, and stay curious.